visual aspect is that if I'm probably not going to live tomorrow, why am I wasting my time thinking about the future? But if I don't think about the future, does it mean that I want to die now that I don't have a future? Is that the coherent way of thinking about it? Is that
I can't tell where your hair ends and mine begins. If I had a boy's tattoos, I would think that it's your skin. If I move too quick, that's true, I would think it's mine.
Hi guys, welcome to a brand new video that I am the sponsor of.
Real rich bitch.
This has been such a very long time coming. In fact, you kind of question yourself whether that is something that you want to continue. But I have told myself that having this YouTube video, creating this YouTube channel, creating things, it's one thing that I would want to do for the rest of my life. I think of myself as a creative person. Like I write novels part time. But today's video is going to be a little bit interesting. Apart from that, let it be known that I, Cynthia Toybi, I am now gainfully employed. I am a human resource manager. And it is actually quite fun because I never realized that I could get to such a high position at such a very young age. To be fair, I did go there with hopes that I would probably not even get the jobs because I bumped, like the way I was even talking, I was so freaking nervous. And then I just got the call that I got the job. And it wasn't even the job that I applied for. But you know what? God works in serious, mysterious ways. And I am very grateful. I have more to add to my resume to kind of build myself from the ground up. It has been so long that I did a YouTube video and I posted it. I've been doing shorts on makeups and stuff. But it's been really so long since I've actually put things on ground for like people to really enjoy. And I have made several videos. I have made literal several videos of what I wanted to do for my YouTube or my channel because I just opened my TikTok and my Instagram account. And one day I'm going to open Twitter and I'm going to start doing Pinterest.
A few moments later.
Today's video is going to be slightly depressing and slightly different. I have been feeling some emotions lately. I've cried about those emotions lately. And I kind of wanted to talk about it. And I don't know whether I'm the only person that's actually feeling this way. And if you do feel like you're not the only one, my DMs, my messages, my comments, they are always open to people. I have had two very close deaths in my life, right? They have been other deaths that I've known. I probably couldn't say I've known the person personally, or I could have known the person personally, but then I can tell you that I have had about two deaths, really important, and then other deaths around me that I know, that I don't know, but I'm going to talk about how I felt and what you could possibly feel after death. The first important death that I had in my life, I wasn't really visibly aware, was the death of my grandfather, which happened when I was about 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't recall. I wasn't even allowed to go because apparently in my tradition, I'm Asian, by the way, you are not allowed as a child to go to an elder's death. Elders' deaths are celebrated compared to when a young child dies. Their death is not celebrated, just in case you are from an outside country and you're kind of wondering. And then the next death I had was my father, who died when I was in GSS 3, which I think was like 2015. He was 49 years old. He was a young man, really. He was a father. He was a father. I think that's really a response. And I can definitely say that I was back home from school and I really don't know. I cried. I sometimes do cry and think about what he could have been today. And that's about it, really. And the death of my grandmother, which left me so heartbroken. My grandma and we used to fight a lot. Like, we used to fight a lot. I used to literally fight with her because she'd be calling me, Angel, 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 have you eaten today? Have you done this today? I don't even know how I'm so fat when I was hardly even eating way back. And she died when I was in final year, a year to my final year. And we were even talking about, how she was going to come for my graduation, which, by the way, I feel like today Covenant University owes me restitution because if you know what I went through to get to graduate, But that's besides the point. And I would sometimes think about it because I feel like I'm forgetting her face. And I think that's what death actually does to people. The fear that the person that you love so much or you knew, and then a year goes by and 2 years go by, and then you feel like if you lose any small piece of importance that they have brought to your life, it feels like as if you're dying inside. And then I had a picture. My grandma wasn't really a picture person, and I didn't have phone then to be taking pictures of her. I've always been in boarding school. I was in another different country state when my grandma and my mom were staying. I was never really in the same place long enough, and I didn't have phones at that point. And then I'm scrolling, I see a picture, and I'm like, oh, this is my grandmother. This is how she looks like. And I'm beginning to realize that I'm forgetting how my grandmother looks like. And which is not something that should be normal when someone dies. You should be seeing a remembrance of every single person that you have lost in your area. Like me, this is me blown up. Can you see? This is me blown up. God forbid I died today. How many people would remember my face apart from my mother or my family or her family members? Because in general, I don't have siblings. I have very few friends. So how many people would remember my face? So I feel like when someone dies, when someone important to you dies that you think is important to you, the fear that you begin to forget how they look like is one of the most abnormal thing that you could ever feel. I literally sometimes try to remember the face of my father because he was as relevant as when you have a dog or something because he was paying he was doing the fatherly duties. And then I'm realizing that I'm forgetting how these people look like. So I kind of keep their pictures in like hidden in my phone so that when I'm like just wanting to remember how they look like, I go there. When I'm trying to remember the memories that we used to have, I go there and I try to go flashbacks, right? And then this is not really like incoherent to my story, but then a couple of days ago, if someone I would consider a friend acquaintance, and I would define that in a term friend acquaintance in someone that you see on Instagram, someone that you probably went to school with, someone that you probably gisted with once or twice, gossiped with, maybe it was your next door neighbor in school, you shared food. That's how I would describe a friend acquaintance. The person is not fully your friend, but at the same time is not also not fully your friend. Excuse me. And she died a couple of days ago. She was only 23. She was my age mate, or she was about to be my 23. And it was a normal day. I was getting ready for the first day of my work, and my friend calls me and she tells me, and I'm flabbergasted. I'm like, do I know? I know so many of this person's name, but do I know someone of this person that could have died? No. And then she sends me the picture, and I see, and I'm confused. Like, this girl is very young. This girl wanted to be someone so important. She was walking towards it. Like, in fact, you could really see it in her work. You could see it in the way she loved doing what she did. And in fact, I had just commented on her Instagram page, and she had commented on mine a couple of days ago. So the feeling, the anchors, and I'm bawling, I'm crying. I don't even know why I'm crying, but I'm just crying because it's impossible. You think, oh, there is no way I know someone close, or maybe not even close, that could have just died. And you want to know the reason why. And there is no clear definition of why somebody dies. There is no clear definition of why a life is taking so short, why people who are evil live such a very long time, and people who are fighting every single day for a better future, they live halfway. There is nothing that you know, there's nothing that you can think about, there's nothing that you even understand because you're trying to piece together puzzles. I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't even know if I'm making sense to myself, but this is something I was thinking about. And throughout that day, I kept thinking about her. I'm thinking, this is my first day of work, and this is what I'm hearing on my first day. No, it doesn't even concern me. Somebody I know, and then I'm just sitting there, I'm thinking, I'm typing, I'm asking, what is death? How somebody dies? What do you do? What happens to us after we die? I'm a full-blown Christian. I believe that when someone dies, you go to your judgment. You are judged, and you are taken to your soul is taken to the place of where you belong. And at the same time, I'm also in disbelief that maybe she's just sleeping, because there are some diseases where somebody literally sleeps and their heart is not even beating, and they have to even have like I'm thinking, what's wrong? How possible? I'm thinking all the with question mark in the middle. I'm thinking of the memories. I'm thinking of, and it doesn't even concern me because I'm worried. I'm scared. I'm in fear. And that whole day, I couldn't stop thinking about it. When I slept, I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was even in my head. I couldn't even sleep well. That I even went to work late. So I honestly, I sometimes try to reason that death is just a way of walking towards a better place. There are some videos you see that someone was like, oh, her mother had cancer, and then she was fighting so much. She was trying to get, she's praying. She even wrote a brief in the Bible that, oh, how she wishes that something about fear, that they should remove the fear of the cancer, blah, blah. And she was so much pain, but then she died. And then the daughter was like, the faith I have in God, is it this strong that even the people who I love so much, they go? And you kind of wonder, you think about your faith, you think about what is death, you think about what happens, you think about maybe the person thinks of how many minutes, how many seconds they could have had before they died. Did they know they were going to die? That is one question that everybody thinks, honestly. I think the question is, there's a person that is about to die, do they know they're about to die? And honestly, I don't even have the answer to that question. I'm still trying to find out. There is something in hospice, there is something called a death rattle, right? The person is probably breathing in a certain kind of way. Sometimes a person that's about to die can be so coherent, can be so active at that moment, and before you know it, they are gone. And then in hospice, there's something called the death rattle, and you just know that the person just knows that they are going to die. And I kind of wonder, life is so beautiful, life is so amazing. There's so much to offer when it comes to life, but at the same time, you kind of fear that you won't probably make it. You probably one of my very important visual aspects is that if I'm probably not going to live tomorrow, why am I wasting my time thinking about the future? But if I don't think about the future, does it mean that I want to die now that I don't have a future? Is that the coherent way of thinking about it? Is that the way I should be thinking about it? If I die, if I'm thinking about a life of and in the future when I could die tomorrow, but why am I thinking about me dying tomorrow when I could have a life in the future? That is just the question I want to understand the concept of death and life. I want to be very, very assured. This is an insert into the video I made a couple of days ago. I couldn't find the ending. I just want to say that at the end of the day, death is something that we always think about, no matter how far we go, no matter how in fact, sometimes we don't even want the thought of death in our mind, but it just pops up like a bad dream, because you think somebody that lives today could possibly not see tomorrow, and you don't want that to happen, especially to yourself, to anybody that you love and you care about. I keep my faith strong that no matter what happens is the will of God. Sometimes accidents and death are man-made. They are literally man-made. Sometimes there are situations that just happen and we cannot avoid it. What I've taken from these past few days, past few weeks of my life is that you have to make sure you live life like as if there is no tomorrow. Because if you live life for the present, for the future, if you live life for the future, you will get what you want. If you live life for now, you're going to enjoy every single benefit. And I'm not saying don't save money, don't do all those things, don't try to think about the future. I'm saying exactly the opposite, that think of today as the future, or think of tomorrow as the future. Don't think of a possible future that you haven't even seen because of what little things. Factor in people that you could have around you. Factor in how you want to be remembered on this earth. Factor in so many kinds of possibilities. Factor in, if you die today, what do people have to say about you? Did you do good things? Can your memory be upheld in a good stature? Factor in all those things. And at the end of the day, if you can't factor in all those things as a person now as you are alive, then I think you need to rethink your entire life totally. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not saying don't be afraid of death, because death is scary. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And honestly, I don't even want to talk about something as depressing as this in my entire life. But my goal is to be a clinical psychologist, and so I have to talk about things like this. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys would want to watch this video as many times as you want.